So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. At the moment, it's 20 to 7 my time in South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa. And I'm doing a daily, except for Saturday, presentation on crises that we find ourselves in the world, caused by our energy system, the way we think, the assumptions we make. And tonight, I'm going to start introducing how to get there. Where is there? There's where we want to go, where I want to go, where I've been going since 1999. People haven't been listening to me, but I'm hoping that will change soon. I've tried numerous ways to try and get the message across, spoken at many conferences, etc., written a number of books, and now I'm trying a new avenue, which we're going to see. Let's just go back to the first slide, and let's just review quickly what we've seen so far. So we started off with this slide, and anything else you're interested in is not going to happen if you can't breathe the air and drink the water. So the most critical thing we need right now is fresh, clean air. We need fresh, clean water. In order to do that, we need to make sure that our environment is fresh and clean, organic, healthy, oxygenated. And then it says, don't sit this one out. Don't be apathetic. The Mayans said that apathy is next to death. So you have death, apathy, everything else. If you're apathetic, you're almost dead. Please don't be apathetic. Please do something for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your parents. Start there. If you've got the wherewithal, then add more. You are by accident or fate alive at an absolutely critical moment in the history of our planet. So who knows why we're here, but Carl Sagan, a famous science fiction person, a famous person who looked at the stars and who understood planets and suns and stars and the galaxy and how the universe works, said this statement. Let's see if we can go to the next slide. So I set the scene. And the scene starts with my vision for my city. This is, as I said, a visionary has a vision, a dream. When you start a business, the entrepreneur has a dream. He wants to fix something, or she wants to fix something. It's something that's wrong and wants to be fixed. So what do I want to do? I want an environmentally friendly, low cost, high quality of life place of abundance and friendship. And I've explained this in detail in a previous presentation. Please watch it. I want to plan today for a happy tomorrow. In normal retirement planning, you have to increase your income to cover increasing expenses. So you have to have every year, electricity goes up, water goes up, food goes up, transport goes up, rates go up, rents go up, everything goes up. And therefore, we need to have increasing income. And then what happens is sometimes our income goes up faster than our expenses, and then we move to a bigger house, or we buy a bigger car, or we buy a yacht if we can afford it. And so we get into this never-ending spiral of affordability, where the bank says, you can afford this, but the problem is affordability leads to fixed costs. When you hit a recession or a downturn, or you lose your job, or you have an accident and you can't work, or a pandemic comes along and we can't work in the normal way, then all those fixed costs come home to bite us. And so what I discovered in 1999 is that most people don't have enough money to retire in their final wanted lifestyle, even with property and share and other portfolios. And so I searched for another way of retiring, which means another way of living. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to retire when I'm 65? No, I want to be retired from the first day I work. And how do I do that? What do I need to do every year? I need to reduce my cost of living every year. Every year, my cost of living should come down. And if my income's going up and my cost of living is going down, it starts together. And then the next year, my income goes up a little bit, my cost of living goes down a little bit, and that gap gets there. And then my income goes up, cost of living goes down. Income goes up, cost of living goes down. And so this gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time. And that gives me my buffer so that if something happens, something bad happens, I've got a reserve. And maybe I have a short-term reserve of, say, 3 or 6 months, cash or near cash. And then maybe I have other investments, such as a share portfolio, maybe investing in the top 20, top 40, or top 100, or Standard Poor 500, top companies in America or in South Africa, or wherever I happen to be in the world, the FTSE 100. I can invest in those things. Other people, I can invest in those portfolios. I can invest in dividend stocks. I don't have to know the markets. I don't have to understand. Maybe I can take a little bit and put it into Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and other cryptocurrencies. Maybe if I've paid off my house as fast as I can, maybe I can buy another house. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki says your house is not an asset. But for me and my wife, we've worked from our home. I don't like to say I've worked from home or I work from home. I like to say my office is at my house, just as my office used to be in a building. My office is at my house, and therefore my house is the major asset, because the healthier I feel at home, the better off I can do, the better off I can work. If I make my own electricity, I never have load shedding. I don't have to worry about storms causing problems. If the water's down, I've got backup water. I've got backup food. My house is my castle. I want to reduce my cost of living all the time for myself, and I want to reduce my cost of living all the time for my planet, which leads to an increasing quality of life and an increasing health and an increasing self-esteem. Because if you get an incentive, such as a commission or a bonus, or if you're loyal to a company and you get points and you spend your points, or if you get motivation and you go to a motivational speech and you come out, or you read a motivational book and you come out, you need to try and get those things to reinforce your self-esteem. And if you reinforce your self-esteem, no one can ever take that from you. And I call this David's retirement planning. And it's not about retiring in 60 years' time. It's about increasing that buffer every single year so that you constantly retiring. And so if you pay off your house, you don't work for your bank. If you have a bond, maybe work for your bank for 5 days a month. If you have a car, maybe work for the car company for 3 days a month. Take all your other fixed costs, like your furniture and your equipment and your washing machine and your TV and all the things that you got fixed monthly payments on. Maybe that's another 4 days a month. And what are we getting to here? 12, 13, 14, 15 days a month? Maybe even 20 days a month, maybe even 22 days a month. I've got to work 22 days a month just to pay my fixed costs. So what I want to get to 8 days a month. In 8 days a month, that was my target in 1999. I wanted to work 8 days a month, just under 2 weeks, and cover all my expenses, and then have another 2 days plus another 5 days, another 7 days, making a total of 3 days, so a total of 3 weeks to cover my expenses and then to build that buffer, and then have 1 week a month of time for David, time for my wife, time for my family, time for my pets, time for my friends, time to go and have coffee, time to not worry and be stressed out because I need to have because I've got a deadline and I can't have a quick break. And then we get to where we are now, the 8th presentation. How do we get there? And tomorrow we're going to do a brainstorm. I'm looking forward to being there with you, and I pray that you're enjoying these videos, and thank you for all the new likes and subscribes and shares and private emails and all the positive that's coming from this. And see you tomorrow. I send you love and healing.